Hi, Peter Kalos here with your acting tip for the day. First of all, thank you for subscribing to the video. Thank you for liking us and following us, and hope all this information helps at some level. It's a big one and I get asked this a lot. What should I do every day for my acting? And there's many ways to answer it. I can give you a list of stuff to do, and people look with such attention, like, which acting teacher will tell me the right thing. It's like, oh yes, that teacher knows everything. I can tell you everything and another teacher can tell you 10,000 things, and it's irrelevant at the end of the day if you don't do it. So I always ask people this in return so I know how to answer them. Before I tell you what I think you should do for your acting of the day, I want you to answer one question. What kind of actor do you want to be? Who do you want to be as an actor? If this is a dream for you, or if it's a hobby, by dream I mean I want to dream of being an actor, but I'm not actually doing anything about it. If this is a hobby, you kind of skirt along and you can do it, and if it falls apart tomorrow, it's okay. Great, who cares about that kind of stuff? I don't. If this is something you need to do, not want to do, want is different. This is a need. Life has no value without this. Other things are important, other things matter, but you've got to get this heart and soul and idea out through the craft of acting. If you're a painter, I'd say go paint it. If you're someone else, go make a sculpture, go do something. But we have chosen acting as a craft and a form of expression. And the expression matters. It has value to society. Look at us now. We're all under lockdown. We're all watching stuff, entertainment. That's the gel of humanity, right? Storytelling, story sharing. It's been there since caveman. So my question is to you, what kind of actor do you want to become? And are you happy with the actor you're at now? Because if you are, then you've done a lot of work to get there, so you should sustain it. If you haven't, or if you're not happy with your acting, then you have a lot of work to do. And people don't realize how much work there is. They actually don't see the connection between work and result. If you've got a day job, like a 40-hour day job, I'm saying most people do, 40-hour a week day job, they don't turn up to work for 10 hours that week. There's a direct consequence. Their boss will say to them, hey man, I'm not paying you, you didn't turn up to work. You feel the result of your lack of action. With acting and with being creative in general, we don't see the result of us not doing our work, not being disciplined enough. The sad thing is we don't see it quickly. It takes time. Years pass by. 5, 10 years before you realize I'm not the actor I want to be. And by then, for the most value of it, it's too late. So you need to start changing that around. As I've said in the past, and I say this every time I talk to people, do you have a schedule? Don't just wait for inspiration to kick in. It won't, or it doesn't happen enough. Do you have a place to work? Look what's going on right now. We're all under lockdown, or many of us across the world at one stage have been under some kind of lockdown. So we're forced to work from home with other people in the other room. Before this, we didn't. So we were kind of shy or embarrassed about our acting work. We didn't want people to go, oh, what are you doing? All that stuff. So now all of a sudden we're working amongst other people. So force yourself to find a place and a time and start that ritual of working. You need to spend between 3 to 6 hours a day on your acting if you're serious about it. And I'm being polite about that. You can find 3 hours a day. Let's start with a minimum. 3 hours a day. Okay? One of the things you should do, find a time and a schedule. Find your 3 hours a day. Watch how much time you spend on social media. Read a play a week. Read the old ones, the classic ones, Chekhov, Ibsen, all those great plays. Read them. Because a lot of people go, well, I don't have to read them. I'm never going to be in them. That's not the kind of actor I want to become. but it feeds you. Something in there from reading their plays sticks with you as an artist. You learn amazing dialogue. You hear stories, other cultures. Read a play a week. Then get to the current plays, the modern ones. Read a screenplay a week. So you get used to reading dialogue. That's one a week. You can spend an hour a day reading it. You'll be done in less than a week. Some of our work requires long-term growth. It doesn't happen overnight. It's like an athlete. They don't get those muscles and that athlete's body overnight. It doesn't happen. People have this idiotic misconception about our work that you can just do it. It takes a lifetime of conditioning to get all your ideas from here and here and here into one, to have an actor's body. So some of these exercises you should do for the rest of your acting life. One of them is called relaxation. Do it 3 times a week. I'm trying to be polite and fair enough so you have a life. 3 times a week of say 40 minutes or an hour each time. It's not meditating, although meditation is good. Find one kind of acting relaxation exercise. I do Lee Strasberg's one, right? That's what I teach. It's online, you can find them. And do it. It brings all this into here. You get calm, you get focused, and you tell your body, I'm getting ready to work. And let's call it the creative juices start to flow. Your body goes, I know what I'm doing now. When you wake up in the morning, you're getting ready to go to work, your body knows what you're doing. When you go home, you're tired, you change, you're getting ready for bed, your body knows what you're doing. When you go out Saturday nights and you change into your outfits, your body knows you're getting ready to go out. Now, let your body know and your state of mind, I'm getting ready to work. 10 minutes doesn't cut it. 10 minutes doesn't do shit. Do it for a minimum of 40 minutes. Aim for an hour. Condition this. Learn how to focus. Learn how to catch your attention from drifting off. That's a skill and a craft. It doesn't just happen. The aim here is for you to be on a film set for 8 to 10 hours a day. So this requires a lot of discipline as far as focusing. The second thing you should do is sensory work. Sensory work, in a nutshell, is you create imaginary places and you see how they feed you. You can do rain, you can do coffee cup. Imagine having a coffee cup, a morning drink with mom or dad, but it's raining outside. It feeds you differently from if it's sunny outside. That's what we call an adjustment. Imagine you're out in the rain, but it's sunny or it's cold and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Those are adjustments. Different rain. These are exercises, and we only do them for one reason, acting muscle. Because now if I learn to create a place with a certain skill and a craft, and we have quite a few YouTube videos explaining all this stuff, I can now also learn that if I put some adjustments, it changes my connection to the words. It changes my connection to the meaning behind the words of the script. The words come out differently. If it's raining or if it's sunny or if you smell things or if this is a place that you're familiar with, creating place, all these things. That's a skill and a craft. And once again, you don't master it by doing it once. I've had people come up to me, well, I've done that exercise. Yeah, you've done it once. I can't kick a football and call myself a football player. It's idiotic. But I hear that every day from actors. I'm an actor. And I say, what have you done? And they go, well, I've got an agent. No, that's bullshit. That's business. What have you done for your body? And they look at me like, what? And they leave. I actually say, it's okay to go to other schools. We're here to condition your body. That takes time, it takes discipline, and most people don't want it. They're looking for a quick fix. That's why you do shit like weekend workshops and all that bullshit. Because you're looking for a quick fix and you feel good. I heard this. Any acting teacher can tell you all this information. If you're not doing it and applying it and conditioning your body, it's absolutely pointless. It's like me going to get physical, some fucking athlete person saying, you got to train, you got to do, yeah, great. If I don't actually go and run around, I don't have an athlete's body. So relaxation and sensory are 2 things you must do conditionally for the rest of your acting life. 3 times a week, relaxation, sensory work. Learn to create imaginary worlds, learn how they feed you, blend in lines from different scripts or speeches or monologues, see how they're all affected. Meisner said, acting is responding to imaginary stimulus. We did that when we were kids. We were out in the yard, talking to imaginary dinosaurs. It's a skill and a craft. Because if you do it in the privacy of your own home, then there's a very good chance you're going to do it out in the real world when there's 50 people running around with cameras screaming and yelling at each other, blah, 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 and there's pressure. This instrument will start to trust you more. So relaxation and sensory are paramount, and they are what we call long-term growth. The other thing you should do is what I call character work. You all have ingredients as you. You're known as the funny, charming guy, whatever you're known as. When I leave here, I'm going to go inside. I'm going to put a different face on. It's me as a dad, me as a husband, me as a whatever I am. I don't even know what I am. When I go out there in the real world, or when I go to, the lab to teach, or when I go to a doctor's office, or when I go somewhere else, different sides of me come out. But overall, the ingredients are the same. So what we're saying is find a character that's not you. I'm not Henry VIII. I'm not these people. But they have different ingredients from me. So start to become someone else. And there's many exercises, and I think I've got one just on character work. How they sit, the center of gravity, what kind of animal would be there? Because if it's a cat or a dog, they fit differently, or a snake. You can imagine one of your characters driven by a snake. What kind of posture, what kind of angle, how do they sit? Do they sit like this? Do they sit like this? Do they sit like this? Do they eat with knife and fork? All these things matter. Because if the way you do one thing, you'll do it again and again. That's your character. Your character eats with a knife and fork. It means they're very nice, they fold their napkin around, all this kind of stuff. Character work matters. And you're going to find you've got a whole palette of colors, and you're going to find a different side of you. How do they talk? Break your jaw. Cut and paste things from relatives, uncles, aunts, cousins. Do their laugh as your Henry VIII. Walk around your house, eat as them, sleep as them, take a shower as them, do whatever you want as them. Find your character. How do they dress? Go shopping one day as your character. Don't tell everyone. It's not about wearing Henry VIII costume. It's about wearing modern day clothing, but with the aura of that character. Walk in, smell the fruit as you go shopping. How would Henry VIII shop? That's a skill and a craft. And we do it when we've got nothing to work on, because tomorrow if you've got to play, then you focus on that character. Do it for acting muscle. Do it to get to know your ingredients as an actor. That's paramount. The other thing you should do, and I tell people all the time, observe humanity. Someone said to me, it's an interesting statement, he goes, we're selling sand to Arabs. We're selling humanity to humans. They know it. Shelley Winters, an amazing actress, used to catch the subway to watch people going home to work and watching people coming home from work. Different vibe, different energy. I remember being on a flight. We used to fly to Vegas all the time. Going to Vegas, the flight's like, yeah! Coming back from Vegas, 90% of the people had lost their money. Hungover, whatever. Their body was tired. Yours truly, tired, wrecked. This is the flight coming back from Vegas. Different. How do you walk into a restaurant is different from how you walk out of a restaurant. It's not a director's job to tell you that. The director's worried about the camera, the lighting, all the bullshit that I don't give a shit about. Your job is to have those there, because they feed the way the lines come out. You come out of a restaurant without showing and telling. You don't go on a date going, but it's there. Great actors put these little things in there. So observe humanity and then come home and apply them to a scene. Apply them to something as your character. And find them. Put those little details in it. Little business details that we put in there. That's a skill in the craft. It doesn't just happen. People talk about being in the moment, yet being in the moment takes a lot of preparation. You don't just go with the wind and go with what you think. That's you being inspirational or nervous that day. We do a lot of planning, like athletes do, and then the ball goes where it likes. but we're in shape and we're prepared. We do a lot of acting as characters, but we're in the moment as the character, as the situation of the script. We're not just going off with our own ego. That's not acting, right? That's art for art's sake, which is bullshit. Okay? This is a skill in the craft. The other thing you should do, and I'm adamant about this to people, write your own stuff. I'm going to say this again and again and again and again. We all get on social media and we put stories on every day. Yours truly, I do it all the time. But if you made a 2 or 3 minute film, you've got a short film at the end of the year, or 2. In 5 years, you've got 10 short films. You've got to start at that level. You do that and balance it with someone. You know, I can't control what Paramount Pictures is going to do tomorrow. Do you know what I'm saying? They're going to come and deal with it then. But I can't control what I'm doing with my time. So you're better off creating a product and getting involved in a play or a short film. You can do a film in your bedroom, especially today with cell phones and all that stuff. Make it. You'll learn something about yourself. So writing your own short stories to film is another thing you should be doing. And that takes time also. It's a lot of just sitting there for half an hour, daydreaming, putting down ideas, it's not going to work. It's not going to happen by itself. And it's a lot more work than people think. It takes discipline, and lose yourself in your work. Get off Facebook, get off the internet. That's not going to help you. We bullshit ourselves. Well, it's important. I'm looking for a new agent. No, that shit can wait. That's the business side of our acting. You can have, later on, people take care of that for you. Who's doing the acting if you're worried about all that? I'm not saying it's not important, but that is one aspect of it. You've got to take care of the other aspect, which is to condition the actor's body. So, relaxation 3 times a week, find time for it. Sensory work 3 times a week, find time for it. 40 minutes to an hour, 40 minutes to an hour. Read a play a week. Okay? Observe humanity, bring those things back into your work. 3-4 hours a week. And character work. 40 minutes, 3 times a week. Easy. And then writing. 1 freaking hour. 1 freaking hour a day is nothing, folks. You spend more time on the television. How can you call yourself an actor if you don't do the work? And I mean that, because too many people talk acting. But you can't talk ballet dancing. I'm a ballet dancer. No, you're not. We can see it. You don't have a freaking body. I'm an athlete. No, you're not. Because you know if they challenged you, you'd break your neck. But everyone thinks they can act. Everyone. And I'm here to tell you, it takes a lot more work. So, now that I've made these suggestions, let's go back to the first question. What kind of actor do you want to be? And if you want to get serious about this, dedicate yourself. Don't look back. You'll feel great about yourself. You'll feel more in control of your own career rather than waiting for the phone to ring. And you'll actually feel happy, because you're better off getting in the ring and fucking it up and making a mistake and failing again and growing and learning and growing, and it's exciting and it's active, and then you can call yourself an actor. So get to work, okay? Don't play around with it. Don't waste it, because you've only got one person to answer back to. You. So hold yourself accountable, get a structure, put in the work that it takes. And it requires a lot of work. Have fun with it. We'll talk again. Take care.